Good morning, children, and a very warm welcome to all of you. Now, I'm sure you all must have done great in your exams, and I request all of you to keep practicing and revising everything that you learn on a daily basis, right? So, children, in chapter 6, we learnt about the administration and the architecture during the medieval age. And we read about the change of power at Delhi, right? So, in chapter 8, we are going to learn about Delhi during the medieval period. So, let's begin with a small recap from chapter 6 about the change of power at Delhi. Children, in the last session of chapter 6, you learnt that Shahabuddin Ghori established his rule in Delhi and extended his kingdom. After Shahabuddin Ghori, his slave Qutubuddin Aibak ascended the throne. Children, ascended means he became the next king. Now, he was also known as the founder of the Ghulam, that is the slave dynasty. In place of valor and sacrifice, people started conspiring against each other for power. Now, children, conspiring means to make secret plans against someone. The throne of Delhi was stained with blood. Thus, the Rajput era ended and the Ghulam age, that is the slave dynasty, began in India. Now, children, we will study in detail about the Ghulam or the slave dynasty. The Ghulam dynasty was established by Qutubuddin Aibak in the beginning of the 13th century in 1206 AD. Qutubuddin Aibak became the king of Delhi and established the Ghulam dynasty in India. Qutubuddin Aibak constructed the Qutub Minar. Now, after the death of Qutubuddin Aibak, his son-in-law Iltutmish became the king. Children, the name Iltutmish is spelled as Iltutmish and it is pronounced as Iltutmish. Iltutmish completed the work of Qutub Minar. Children, you should know that Iltutmish was also a slave in the beginning, but after becoming the king, he conquered many territories in India and made them a part of the Delhi Sultanate, and that is why he is known as the real founder of the Ghulam dynasty, even if Qutubuddin Aibak established the Ghulam dynasty. Children, here conquered means to fight and win something. Here is some information about the Qutub Minar. The Qutub Minar is a huge and artistic pillar in Delhi constructed by Qutubuddin Aibak, and because he constructed it, it is named after him. That is, it is known as Qutub Minar. It was constructed using the Hindu and Muslim style of architecture. Now, Qutbuddin Aibak died before he could complete the construction of the Qutub Minar. So, his descendant and son-in-law Iltutmish completed it. Children, descendant means the next person who is in line to become the king. The Qutub Minar has made Qutbuddin Aibak's name immortal in the history of India. Children, after the death of Iltutmish, his daughter Razia Sultana ascended the throne of Delhi in 1236 CE. I'm sure you all know CE means Common Era. Now, Razia Sultana was the first woman ruler of Delhi. She wore male outfits, that is, she dressed like a man when she came in the court, and she was an efficient ruler. The historian Minaz A. Siraj noted that Razia was a more powerful and capable ruler than her brothers. But some of the orthodox people of Delhi could not accept the idea of a woman ruling them. So, even when she was capable and more powerful, just because she was a woman, she was not accepted as a ruler. And because of this, a powerful and efficient queen became a victim of male-dominated society. Children, it means that even when Razia Sultana was more powerful and capable as a king, people did not accept her because they didn't want a woman ruling them. So, for a period of 6 years after her death, there was complete disorder in the Sultanate, that is Delhi. Now children, Amir Umraoz was one such person who disliked Razia as a ruler. So, after her death, he enthroned Naziruddin, the son of Iltutmish. It means that he made Naziruddin the king after the death of Razia Sultana. Now, Naziruddin ruled for 21 years. Then, after the death of Naziruddin, Ghayazuddin Balban ascended the throne of Delhi. He had been the Wazir of Naziruddin for 20 years. Here, Wazir means a minister. So, Ghayazuddin Balban was the minister of Naziruddin for 20 years. Then, Ghayazuddin Balban ruled as a sultan for 22 years. So children, he was a wazir for 20 years and then he ruled as sultan for 22 years. Children, Ghayasuddin Balban was a strong ruler who brought an end to the disorder and established peace. The Ghulam dynasty died with the death of Ghayasuddin Balban. And within 4 years of Ghayasuddin Balban's death, the Khilji dynasty established its rule over Delhi. Children, Khiljis are the people of Turk community who came from the Khilji region of Afghanistan. Jalaluddin Khilji brought an end to the Ghulam dynasty. So children, who brought an end to the Ghulam dynasty? Jalaluddin Khilji. He founded the Khilji dynasty in India. Alauddin Khilji was his nephew and son-in-law. Now, in 1296 CE, Alauddin Khilji overthrew Jalaluddin and became the ruler of Delhi. Children, overthrew means to remove forcefully from power. And so, Alauddin Khilji, being the nephew and son-in-law of Jalaluddin, overthrew him and became the ruler of Delhi. Alauddin Khilji was very ambitious. He controlled the interference of ulemas and umraos in the state administration. Now, ulemas and umraos are Muslim scholars who are recognized as having specialist knowledge of Islamic sacred law and religion. Also, Alauddin Khilji framed strict laws to control the prices. The famous poet Amir Khusro, whose works are well known, adorned his court. Children, adorned means to add beauty. Now children, after the death of Alauddin Khilji, there was complete disorder in the kingdom and the Khilji dynasty ended with Alauddin Khilji's death. The Tughlaq dynasty established its power, replacing the Khilji dynasty. So children, I hope the Khilji dynasty and the Ghulam dynasty are clear to you. Children, here are a few important things that you must know. First one, Razia Sultana inscribed on stones and coins that she was Iltutmish's daughter. Next, the Kakatiya dynasty used to rule over Warangal in present Andhra Pradesh. Next, the attitude of Queen Rudrama Devi from 1259 to 1289 CE, a ruler of this dynasty, that is the Kakatiya dynasty, was exactly the opposite to that of Razia Sultana. In her inscriptions, that is, in Razia Sultana's inscriptions, she engraved her name like a man. So children, if you remember, Razia Sultana always dressed like a man when she came into the court. So even in her inscriptions, she engraved her name like a man. Next, there was Queen Dida, who once ruled over Kashmir. Next, she was affectionately called Didi by her subjects. This concludes our session. Children, we came across a lot of new words and names in this session, right? So I request all of you to write down the difficult words and the names 3 times in your notebooks. Also, I request all of you to read the chapter till everything that we have learned today. Till we meet again, thank you and have a great day.